Paused on me. Oh, there you go.
What's going on, everybody? Troy Rawlings here. Welcome to another exciting episode of Meet. And today, I met this young brother actually here in Los Angeles. So it's local business owner. Unexpectedly, me trickling over to a farmer's market to support LA Grind. And met this young man, this entrepreneur, innovator. I got to call him an innovator because he gave me some, you kind of listen to see if people are going to BS you and see if they don't know what you know. And I listened to him and I said, you know what? I got to support his product. And I bought this deodorant. And I don't blow smoke. And this is not a paid advertisement for this part. This is probably the best deodorant that I've ever used in my life. I'm 45 years old. So, without further ado, the man himself, the owner of DunScot.Face, Anthony Porter. What's going on, man?
How are you, sir? How are you, Troy? I'm doing amazing. It's a
I'm good,
beautiful
and
day.
thank you for taking time out. I know I was I wanted to get you in before this week was out, purposely before we got to the holiday,
Yeah.
because talking. Well, we'll get right into it. It's Meet. We jump right into the joint. Let everybody know where you're from originally.
I am born and raised LA, Arlington in 24.
Round the way.
Oh yeah, right next to the freeway. Yep, yeah.
So, amazing story. I don't know. So, how did you come up? Brothers, sisters? What was your family life like coming up?
Um, I was raised in a house with tons of my mother's family. My mom raised me,
Hmm.
single mom. Uh, it was just me and her, my, cousin, who's 6 years older than me, my grandparents, and my two aunts. It was a big old house. Um, Arlington Heights, you know Arlington Heights? Arlington Heights is right there on Arlington and 24th. You know, when you get off the 10 freeway, uh, uh, all those like really large homes are over there, the big Victorian style homes.
Right.
So yeah, my grandfather brought, his whole family out here from Chicago, and I was born here, and that's where I was raised. Yeah, right there. So LA
So
baby.
you saw the family knit. Uh, was it a good household? Was it a little hectic? Was it crazy? Or
No, it was a good
good and
house.
hectic?
I loved it. No, I had a good I can say I had a really good upbringing. Very fun. You know, I was the baby of the house, so I'm very spoiled.
Right.
Um, and then, we moved out, me and my mom, and my she married my stepdad when I was 8 years old. So it was just me and my parents. They just raised me. I do have two brothers and two sisters, but they're half.
Right.
I was not raised with them. I didn't really connect with them until like God 26 or so, and I'm
Oh,
40 now. So we like recently, got together.
so you told me a bit of your story. I'm just getting the background of it. Like I said, we was talking. Well, I thought it was gonna be 5 minutes. Next thing you know, it's 20 minutes. I'm like, I got an interview. I got to find out some more. So you went to school, Los Angeles, born and bred. Um, you go and I think you told me you were working in a corporate gig.
Yeah, was a maintenance technician for homes and apartments. I worked for a corporation who owns buildings, and I did the maintenance. So I literally know plumbing and drywall and painting and electrical and all of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
so how does a contractor, plumbing, hands-on, how did you go from that to getting into team natural skincare, like vegan, all natural? Now you can talk about that journey, especially because I did not know you were a maintenance technician and know how to. Yeah, I can build a house, but I'm into this. How did you get there?
God, I guess I can tell you the long version now.
Yeah, you got time.
Perfect. So, as you know, you have a kid, um, and she is probably a picky eater. Yeah,
Well, she has food allergy, so I have to be mindful. I'm a chef for all intents and purposes. I cook a lot, so
okay, so I was a picky eater since a little kid, and I very vividly remember biting into a sausage and looking at it like, what the heck is this? So I've always been freaked out by meat. I have stories about ham and turkeys and all of that stuff. I'm black. I
oh,
grew up in a black household, so they, had meat. There's lots of meat.
hey, look, what's wrong with the boy?
Yeah, but I would just stop eating stuff. I don't think it was enough for anybody to notice, but I knew there were certain things I'm like, I'm not messing with that. So as time went on, I was just always conscious of meat. It never had anything to do with anything else. I thought it was just, I was just like freaked out by it. So anyway, I was 16, I was in college. Yeah, and I know that's early for college, but I was in college and I had a health class and the teacher challenged us to go vegetarian for a week. So I did it. And I can't, we did the week challenge. I loved it and I stuck with it. And my mom was so mad. She was like, I'm cooking all this food and you not eating it. Oh, she was so mad all the time, right? So I just kept on with it. So from 16, I stayed a vegetarian for 19 years. I never went back. Never. Um, and then I had a friend about, gosh, 3, 4 years ago now. She wanted to go vegan. She wanted to do this healthy lifestyle because she ate a lot of meat. And she knew knew that I was a vegetarian. So I did the challenge with her. And I'm like, man, the only thing I got left is like cheese and eggs. Like, how am I going to give up that, those things? Anyway, I did it. And after that, like 2 weeks, I tried some cheese again. It tasted disgusting. And so I kept on, and then we noticed the health benefits. And she was like, hey, what about skincare? So we started putting coconut oil on. And that was the lick. We were getting the chemicals off of our body, or just trying something fresh. We weren't that deep in, but just coconut oil. And we were like, we like this. However, during all of this little process of us doing the vegan challenge, um, I had lost my job. So at this point, I was working at this big gosh, I can't even say it right now. Apartment. It was a 140 unit apartment building. It comes with an apartment. I lost my job, lost my living situation, and like was couch surfing. I've been couch surfing for years. So didn't have nothing, lost my car, lost a whole bunch of stuff during this time. So I'm trying to do this vegan thing. I'm trying to, work on this skincare stuff. And meanwhile, I'm just like, I have nothing else to do. So I might as well just do it. But I don't have a real place to do it in. My time is not my own because I'm sleeping in somebody's living room. They walking through, they got kids, they got dogs, they got cats. Like, where am I gonna go do this? Um, but the one thing about me is because uh, I have this construction background, my thought is whatever I think of, I can make. There is no stopping whatever I want to do. And another thing I found out during the course of this time of being homeless is that it was really just like, well, what else is going to happen? I might as well just do it. You know what I mean? Like I was depressed. Don't get me wrong. I drank. I was depressed. I did all this, little silly stuff and sat there and watched TV and whatever. But I was just like, okay, I've done that. So now let me do this other thing. So I just, I would play with stuff, and my friends, they love me. They didn't care. They let me do whatever. They never knew what I was doing. but they were just like, okay, he's making something new. Who cares? Um, and then we kind of fast forward a little bit to 2018. And mind you, this whole time, been looking for a job, been looking for, a steady thing. That's what I've been taught. My parents are like, get a steady job. And I'm like, this, I don't think that's going to happen. So let
Mm.
me try my hand at this thing. I don't want to go back to corporate America. I hate it. I don't like being told what to do. I just want to do whatever I want to do. So, uh, December 2018, I hit up two of my good friends, guys, and I said, "Hey, I want to come out with this line. I have three products. I'd like to try them on you uh, for a month. I'll meet with you every week. I'll leave you a little bit of product, and we'll see, the how it looks on you every week with the what it does for you because it's great for me." So
Right.
we did that every week, and the guys fell in love with it. We started January 2019. I said I want to start on the first day of the month. Like, let's get it cracking. So we started there and, met with them, and they are lifelong DunScot men. At now, one of them became an investor because he just heavily believes in what I do. Um, and, we went from I went from having three products to, I think, 26 today. And I've been sitting right here in this couch in this space, racking my brain on scents and making labels and bottling and all of that stuff, which you need a team for. And I just sit here and I do my work like Iyanla says to do
Right.
because I
Right.
listen to her all the time.
So DunScot.Face, where did the name come from?
That's another long story, but I'm gonna give you a more short version. I have another business. The other business is simply called DunScot. Um, and you can look it up on Instagram. It is a business that where I make these cone shaped hat. You know the birthday hat.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're birthday hats essentially, or whatever you want to use them for, but they're couture. They're leather and fur and Swarovski crystals and all of that stuff. So I was driving Uber one day and had this idea to make these hats. I was like, I was thinking of Kim Kardashian and like Beyonce. And I'm like,
Right.
man, it would be dope for them to have these really dope hats for their parties. So I was like, man, what am I gonna call this? So I'm like, where did this cap come from? So you've heard of the dunce cap, correct?
Dunce cap. Right.
Heard of that. Everybody knows what a dunce cap is for the most part. So I was like, where did that even come from? What is that name? So I looked it up. There is an 18th century theologian. His name is Duns Scotus, Duns Scotus. And so I was like, oh, that's a interesting name. And then I looked at it and I was like, I'm gonna shorten that. That's hot. Dun Scott. Like that's hot. And it sounds solid. So I put Dun Scott. So that's
Yes.
the name of my hat business, which, like I said, is on Instagram. There's tons of pictures. Like there's so many hats. But anyway, so we moved. I started doing this thing, the skincare line, the vegan skincare line, and I'm like, what am I gonna call this? Let me think of some fancy, frou-frou name, you know. And then I was like, well, it's gonna be for guys. I knew that. I knew it was gonna be for men. And I was like, man, Dun Scott is a hot name, like
Keep it
that's
brand.
solid.
Keep
I
it
don't
brand.
want to lose that. And I was like, well, what I am gonna do, and what I always knew I was gonna do was Dun Scott was gonna be an umbrella. So it still is gonna be. So like I have Dun Scott Face now, which is a men's skincare line. I'll do like Dun Scott Home and Dun Scott Linen and all of that stuff. So it's gonna be kind of like Martha Stewart type of thing where you have all these different levels of products.
And your home line is probably gonna be bananas because you have that background and with home. And did you ever think you would get into home interiors when you would look at homes, or you always think about past the structural piece when you were doing work?
Boy, that was a really good question. And you don't know me, guys. He does not know me at all because this question is very specific. I have another business called Porter Design House. That's my last name. That is an interior decorating business. Um, so obviously I paint. I've decorated, painted, bought furniture for tons of families. So I've been in the decorating business for probably 10 years, even before um, all of this started. So yeah, I didn't even think about DunScot really going there, but um, it's going to because it's natural.
Yeah,
It's going to be
yeah.
natural progression.
Especially when you get into the some of your scents being infused or whatever, and the infuses around the house. So you got with two of your friends, end up becoming clients and investors. How did you know the process? Were you studying YouTube stuff? Were you looking up the process of how to test it out with different people? What made you say, okay, I want to try this with you guys for a month versus somebody saying, hey, try this on and see how you like it? Is that what made you do that?
I feel like everybody uses their friends as guinea pigs when
Yes.
they're starting a business. You
Put this
do.
on.
Yeah, that is the natural order of things. You drive your friends and your family crazy with your
Right.
stuff.
Right.
But even before I got to them, I was using the stuff. Like I was making it for myself well
Right.
before, it ever got to them. So I had already tested it. And I don't have like bad skin in general, but um so it was just fine for me, and I was just like, but I'm really the only person wearing it, so I don't know how to do. So of
Oh,
course I
right.
just asked two people who I knew wouldn't say no to me. Two of my guy friends who wouldn't say they'd do anything I ask them. They're like the dopest guys. They're just like sure. So I asked, and of course they said yeah, and the rest really is just history with that. They just went along with it and they saw the benefit. Like it wasn't just that their friend was doing this, new silly thing. It was that it actually was benefiting them. So their girls, both of them have girlfriends. They were loving the way they smell. And they were just like, they didn't know that my friends were using my product. They just, they would just put it on like I asked them to, and they're getting these compliments from their girlfriends. They're getting noticed by workmates. Like, man, what is that smell? And it's my stuff.
Right.
So it was just like the benefits I was experiencing, they started to experience. And so it was just really easy. And as far as me looking up stuff, I mean, thank God we live in an age where we have Google and the internet, and like I don't have to go to a library. I can read all the stuff I want to. I can go on YouTube and look up all the stuff I want to. It's a great educational tool if you know how to use it for that.
It's phenomenal for those that are, where I usually don't date these, but we're just in an amazing time in history. It's July 2020. So when you look back in history, I'm like, oh my God, that was quarantine and COVID
Yeah,
and
yeah,
uprising. But to think that, I think that was one of the biggest things that will hit the school system and university is the fact that they don't have to stop learning. We never have to stop learning.
right.
So and here's something that I really want you guys to get, those who have a vision and you're sitting on it, and your job is, and you're sitting on it, you're sitting on it. Understand this, and I can run down a list of people that I look up to, including myself, that at one point in time was homeless in this journey. So when I hear that, and you look into someone's eyes, and they're talking about their product, and you don't have it all together. It's not all together yet. You're not sitting on millions. You're not, and people don't get that eye of the tiger. You know what I'm saying? When you know this is it, all of a sudden it clicks. Oh, this is it. Tyler Perry in his car saying, okay, we'll do this one more time. Remember the sister that did the play, she was doing a one-woman play for Big Fat Greek Wedding. And Rita Wilson, Tom Hanks' wife, came to the last show she would have because she saw it in the paper. And the girl said, that was the last time I could do this one-woman show. Rita Wilson went and saw it and said, oh my God, I got to go back and meet her. You got to do this again one more time. She's like, well, I can't. It was like, look, I'm going to bring my husband. She brought Tom Hanks to it. And they ended up producing the movie from this one woman stage play. You know, this on and on, you know, we know about Tyler. Jay Leno lived in this car for years, you know, to the point that now you see Jay Leno anywhere in Los Angeles, but especially in Burbank, he stopped his car for my daughter one time on Christmas to get out, say hi, take a picture and a video and say, you guys good? Okay, I'll roll out. I'll see you later. You know, but it's the drive until you get to the point where you know. Once you know, when did it click for you that this is it? Meaning that there's nothing anyone can say or that can happen that will stop me from doing this.
It was it's always been very easy to know that. I'm gonna tell another story. I went to a seminar, 2017, and this is a self-help seminar or self-improvement seminar. It's 3.5 days. It is, 11 hours long. It's super duper intense. You're crying all day. You're dealing with the parent stuff and blah, 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 and just pouring your guts out. Flop sweat all day. But one of the exercises we did in this seminar is, and I really can't say it because you got to write something down, but basically it talks about being supported by the universe and the universe clapping for you when you're doing something right, when you're on the right path, and don't give up and don't stop. So that's 2017. So fast forward again to 2019, where I started with my boys, with my homeboys. And since day one, it was easy. Like, there's never been an obstacle. The universe has always been very supportive of this dream. Like everything else that I've done, whether it's been whatever job or whatever other little venture I started, it was fine and I could do it. But with this one very specifically, it was just like, okay, go ahead, just do it. Just do it. You got it. And if this doesn't work, it's like something's always pointed me in the right direction of whether it's been some bottling for a product, or whether it's been an investor, or whether it's been money, or whatever the case has been. It's like it's been smooth. And little stuff will happen, but I've gotten to the point with the homeless thing where it's like, why am I worried about something I've always been taken care of? Like, I've always been okay. So why worry? So I've gotten rid of worry, and I'm just like, it'll be fine. And once I say that, it's like I get pointed in the right direction. I don't stress over anything anymore. So that's how I knew from day one this was the right thing. And like I said, nothing's ever stopped me. Nothing's been in the way. So
It's funny.
It's been a blessing. Sorry.
No. I don't want to break you up, but I'm glad you said that, because I never fully, I do look at it, the fact that, a lot of time God is like, look, I took care of you. All this, what you think, I'm gonna drop the ball now? So, that's what I do. That's my character. But the big thing about it is that I think for some people, their disadvantage is that they've never hit bottom. Because when you hit bottom and you're still here and you're like, okay, I'm still breathing and I still got these ideas.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and do it. My man, Billionaire PA, he's online. I think his real name is Darius. I hadn't talked to him in a while, but he, starting his ideas, came up with, he was living in his truck, came up with all these motivational sayings. He turned them into t-shirts. T-shirts he became a PA, a production assistant, and he said he used to wear out Reginald Hudlin and just talk about, I'm gonna be a billionaire, I'm gonna be a billionaire, and he making sure he motivate people. He went from that to speaking at Steve Harvey's camp, to being on TV shows, to doing a TED Talk. So it's in you. And like I told people when I moved here from Baltimore, I said, especially to my closest people, I said, you don't know how your relationship is with God and what you can do until you leave your comfort zone. Once your comfort zone is out of place, then you have to see, because I was telling people, I was like, it's cool that I can do this stuff in Baltimore that I'm doing, but I'm from here. If I can really do it, I should be able to do it anywhere, right? Mm-hmm. So move somewhere where I never been. When I caught the plane here to Los Angeles, that was my first time here. I was like, yeah, California. All right. Here we go. But 12 years later, it's been a blessing. So got your line, 26 products now. How do most people, how has the response been over the past? Because it's only been a year. It's only been an official year.
A year and a half, yeah.
Yeah. So it's only, say a year, because of COVID, it's been a year. This 20, we haven't even gotten to 2020 yet. It seemed like.
Right. It broke us down. But yeah, no, I started 2019. This is June, but the response.
First, actually, we're in July now.
Yeah, we're in July now. It's the first. True.
Right.
I'm going into my year and 7 months. The response has been amazing. It's been I don't want to say the word shocking, but I want to say that only because.
Now, what part? Not as much the quality, because it was quality because you use it.
Yeah, it's not. No, it has nothing to do with the quality. It has to do with people outside of my family and friend circle responding so favorably to it. And I'm just like, what? Like something I made with my little hands, like I could put up a TV all day. I could unclog your sink all day. Like I know you're gonna be excited for that. But me making this skincare line, like you love the smell, like it's really working for you, like you're getting all these compliments. It's like it's crazy to me that that's happening. Like it feels unbelievable. Like even for you to say, that's one of the best deodorants that you had. I never met you.
I didn't say one of.
Okay.
I literally said this is the best deodorant that I've ever used.
So that's crazy to me. I mean, I receive it, but it's still like, what? I just made it, like, whatever,
Well, but when you're to the gifted, it's always going to seem it was nothing, so, but also you put the work in to find out what things were, it's to look at it, for one, to look at a deodorant and see that, it's beeswax, shea butter, baking soda, arrowroot powder, coconut oil, and the last one you got me.
Diatomaceous earth.
Diatomaceous earth?
Yes.
Diatomaceous earth. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients.
Yes.
And most people, when you turn around any of your stuff in your cabinet, if the first thing don't say water, you gone. You just so you rock from there.
Yeah.
So, and the packaging is on point. It literally reminds me of when you got your first job and you wanted to get your dad the Christmas cologne from Macy's. And he had the little deodorant. Actually, my father was easy. My father was Chaps and Stetson, right? Little Chaps deodorant. Hold up. I was at the table and he had the sample joint, which was the old school, like the Right God, the long joint. I was like, oh, so you don't have any more of them? He said, no, I hated that. I said, oh yeah, this is the one that come in the gift package. Well, when I tell you, You were right. I mean, I haven't even like it probably still looks the same pretty much on the top, but
Yeah,
because it does last. And like I said, it's all natural. So if you have somewhere where there's heat, you could always put it in the fridge.
that's it.
All right, man. Without further, and we're gonna have to do part two because this is gonna be a lot going on. I know I gotta let you go for a minute, but what's next? What would you like to see just from DunScot.Face in the next 6 months? Let's not even say a year. Just the next 6 months. What would you like to see DunScot.Face do?
Gosh, I guess I haven't thought that far out. I no, I do. I think way further. I think like way past that, years out. But the next 6 months, I mean, right now I know I have a couple of new things coming out. So I'm excited for that. But I just really want people to catch on, and I want my business to take care of my life. Like there is no more maintenance work. Like I put my tools away. They're in the garage. I decided this is it. Even
Mm,
during quarantine, because honestly, even during the quarantine, it's gone better than it had even before. So I want this to be able to take care of my life, and I'll be, traveling to other states uh, to do pop-ups and really get out there because I think this is an amazing product and everybody should be using it.
yes,
So yeah,
men's skincare. You know, it's hard. I was back in the day when I was cutting hair. I got involved with Mary Kay
yeah,
mainly because they had a great men's skincare line, and
yeah.
they had a simple glycerin soap that could clean your
Mhm,
pores and some a light. And I was selling. I was just looking for when you're in the shop. I had a
mhm.
great master barber that trained me, and man, he'd make his. And this is in the '90s. He'd make $15-20 a haircut, and then sell him some oil for the hair and something. I was like, man, I gotta get some
Wow.
merch. so so yes, this I definitely approve. I can't approve everything yet because I haven't tried it, but the deodorant, black, the black deodorant, and my girl Vanessa from LA Grind Coffee and T-Bar, I got remember what she said. If you got this on, it's going down. She wasn't. She said anybody. Remember?
God,
I was
yeah.
joking. I was joking, Vanessa. All right. Give everybody your information how they can get in touch with you before you get out of here.
Well, my Instagram and my Facebook is DunScot.Face. You see the DunScot, it's all together, dot face. And the website is DunScotFace.Ecwid.com. I'm so sorry that's so long, but it allows me to sell on Instagram and Facebook as well. So,
Hey, you rocking and rolling. You rocking and rolling.
yeah,
I love it. Thanks for taking a minute out and go support people. Go support. This is the time to I say divest, invest, and I'm telling you, and this is not a paid advertisement. I had to keep saying that because if I'm putting something on my face or body, I believe in it. And
yeah,
but I realize here's how you realize when the deodorant's good. I'm out. I put some on the other day, shower and stuff, out playing with my daughter, doing different things, stuff like that. You change your t-shirt. I use sweat and
yeah,
he told me something very key. I was like, well, the antiperspirant said, oh, you don't want antiperspirant. You want your body to naturally sweat. I was like, you're right. He was like, that's what, with the talcum situation, with breast cancer, all that stuff, when you stop your body from sweating, toxin can't get out. And he was schooling me on this when we were at the farmer's market, and it's a
yeah,
natural place. And you see
yeah.
this product set up, and there's some great products there, but it made sense. But I tell you what, not only have I not sweated as much as I was doing with the antiperspirant,
Hmm.
no pit, no smell. I take my
Right,
shirt off. I was like, man, I need to
right.
hang this sucker back up. It's dry.
I'm not even up front like I don't do that, but yeah,
Yeah, you check.
it's good.
You playing with your daughter? I'm playing. I'm riding bikes and doing. I'm like, hey, wear the shirt
Yeah,
again. Done,
yeah,
Scott Face.
yeah.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you. And I'll be at the farmers market again on Sunday. So if anybody
Oh yeah,
wants to come out and support, they can feel free.
it's the Wellington, the
Yeah,
Wellington Farm,
Square
Wellington
Market.
Farmers Market here in Los Angeles. Check it out. Man, I had such a good time there, and you would have thought it was 1,000 people there. We had a
Yeah.
great time there. So I'll be back, and I'm still eating off the food and everything else. So,
Right.
all right, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
All right.